Hallelujah, and thank you, veterans, for your service from all those decades ago. We've had the long pause for 2.5 years. We're back bigger, stronger, more streamlined, with more energy than ever. Veterans, we are going to leave no one behind. We are yours to take. However, the fly list is a bit lengthy right now. Bear with us, but thank you for your patience. Volunteers, oh my gosh, can I get in trouble with recognizing some but not the other? Volunteers to the tune of several hundred people went out beyond the limits of what's expected and delivered this to you. We had a few cobwebs along the way, but they're long gone and won't be remembered very long. Thank you, volunteers. And thank you to the community, and there's a long list of community supporters, much too long to mention. They came back, they stayed with us. We are ready and poised to really take Honor Flight further into the future without missing a step from where we left off. And we were running a championship program back then, and we're going to be running a championship program right now. It so happens that the fastballs are coming in a little bit faster after 2.5 years, but we're doing it. My immense pleasure is to introduce to you Maureen McGuire. She's an award-winning journalist. Many of you know her very well from her days as veteran reporter, announcer, cameraman, anchor, and everything else. Maureen has done it over the years. She's been terrific, and now she devotes her time to causes that promote the community. Maureen's a very long-time supporter of, she just wrote in here, or that somebody wrote in here, she's a long-time supporter of Honor Flight. Not so. She's a very, very long-time supporter of Honor Flight. She's been a guardian. She's been a fundraiser. She's been an MC at many events for us. And with that, I am so pleased to introduce Maureen McGuire as your MC this afternoon.
Thank you, Rich. It is an honor to be here where we celebrate service, specifically your service, and we salute you. The colors will now be presented by Frank Emmering Sr., 98 years young, a veteran on Mission 70, and Chief Petty Officer Lee Beggy. If you are able, please stand.
Webster Police 1000 Club present the colors. Please remain standing for the national anthem performed by Debbie Riggins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color guard, retire the colors. Audience, please be seated.
Many thanks to the Webster Police 1000 Club, Frank Emmering Sr. and Chief Petty Officer Lee Beggy for presenting and retiring the colors, and Abby Riggins for performing that beautiful national anthem. So, including today's mission, Honor Flight Rochester has flown 3,435 veterans on their trip of a lifetime. One of the strongest chapters in the country, and it's because of all of that veteran participation, a strong community of volunteers, and an even stronger community of people who financially back this organization to see to it that our veterans are properly rewarded and celebrated for their service. So thank you to everybody. The strongest chapter in the country right here. We have 57 veterans on Mission 70. By era, they are 3,000 World War II veterans, 5 Korean War veterans, 18 Cold War veterans, and 31 Vietnam War veterans. So veterans, please raise your hand when you hear your branch of service. 28 Army veterans, please raise your hands. 16 Navy veterans. 8 Air Force veterans. 3 Marines. And 2 U.S. Coast Guard. "57 honored veterans on Mission 70. Please join me again in a round of applause for all of our Mission 70 veterans. Thank you for your service. It's now my pleasure to introduce the keynote speaker, Adam Bello, the Monroe County Executive. A native Rochesterian, Adam Bello graduated from Irondequoit High School and Binghamton University. He served his hometown of Irondequoit as its town supervisor until being appointed Monroe County Clerk in 2016. Continuing his strong commitment to public service, Adam took office as county executive in 2020. He and his team quickly faced the many challenges of the COVID pandemic, including overseeing the establishment of vaccination sites, safety protocols in our schools, and support for small businesses. Proud to call Rochester home, Adam and his wife Megan have 2 children, Jack and Anna. Please welcome Monroe County Executive Adam Bello.
Good afternoon. And let me start. Let's give Maureen McGuire a round of applause. And thank you, Maureen, for all of your support of Honor Flight. And Honor Flight Rochester Mission 70, welcome home. I cannot thank you enough for all the organizers, for everyone from Honor Flight for doing this today. I want to thank our veterans, our families, our volunteers for putting on the first mission in nearly 900 days. Welcome home. I also want to thank our team here at the airport who helped Andy, Steve, and the whole team here at the airport for making sure that today's events went off without a hitch. And we got you out of here yesterday, so let's give them a round of applause and thank them. Thank you, Peter. You know, I'm really glad that we're back together again this year. I think about just 2 short years ago, even though it feels like it's been an eternity. But the last meeting that I had in my office, I think the first day that this pandemic came here, and he's nodding, my very last meeting was with Peter Glennon and Rich Stewart to talk about Honor Flight. And it was really that day. You guys left and we had our first case here, but it was an incredible honor to have that meeting because I left so excited and so energized and so deeply humbled that I was asked to come and be part of the Honor Flight ceremony. So I'm really just so happy. It's been 2 years, but I'm glad that we're all together. And I'm so glad that the Frederick Douglass Greater Rochester Airport is home to one of 130 Honor Flight hubs across the nation. And I really hope that your trip was memorable. I was so glad to be able to greet so many of you coming off the plane. And that you were able to reconnect with fellow service members, share stories, reflect together at the many memorials in our nation's capital. Back in 2013, my father had the opportunity to accompany my grandfather, who served in World War II, on an Honor Flight mission. And it was a wonderful experience, I know, for my grandfather and for my father, to reflect on world events, what he participated in, what he witnessed a decade ago that shaped him as a man and shaped the world around him. But it also gave my father an opportunity to spend more time with his dad, to learn and absorb stories and lessons that he hadn't heard before. And I know so many of you just had that experience. That's in part what makes Honor Flight so special. The volunteers and family members here, you honor you today, and because you represent only a small fraction of the community that supports you and is so indebted to you. We thank you for your service, and we hope that you feel the love and support and respect that we as a community have for you. The men and women and the boys and girls who line that hallway outside are an inspiration. They really represent just a small fraction of the greater community, the million people who live here, who love you, respect you, and honor your service. And while we hope for a world where we no longer have war, we do take comfort in knowing that throughout our history, when the need has arisen, the brave men and women like you stood up and you answered the call. You put the world, you put your country, you put your families ahead of yourself. Freedom and democracy are the core tenets of our nation. The oath to which you swore allegiance are more precious now than they've ever been before. Just look what's happening across the world. You could see what's happening in Ukraine, the fighting that's taking place on behalf of the Ukrainian people with great courage and sacrifice. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch, but it also brings into stark reality what you faced fighting for our country. It's humbling, really, to be here with you. And I got to tell you, I'm a bit awestruck, because, you know, when you watch the news, and you see a lot of darkness sometimes. And you also see politics, see politicians fighting back and forth. And you see everything about the pandemic and everything else going on in the world. You all here are the light. You're the shining light. You are the role models for all of us and give us all hope. Because you taught us all something very valuable. And you taught me and my kids about service. About service above self. Because you didn't just go overseas and fight for our country in the military. You came back home, and you became teachers. You became policemen. You became firemen. You became public servants. You raised a family. You kept contributing to this country, to our community here throughout your life. You didn't just stop. That makes you an inspiration to all of us. And you're teaching us that the world isn't just about us. It's so much greater than us. And I want to thank you for that. As I raise two small kids, Maureen mentioned I have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old at home. And I hope they're watching right now because I know we're streaming this because we can't quite invite the whole world in here yet to say thank you and to honor all of you. But I hope they're watching because I hope that they see how valuable your service was. I hope they see the sacrifice that you made, not just in your service in the military, but your service to this community that you kept going through your entire life. That is the legacy that each and every one of you has left here. That is what makes us as public officials, and I know I'm joined by a number of them who are in this room here today to pay their respects and say thank you as well. That's what inspires us. That's what keeps us going. And so I want to thank you for providing that lesson to us as well. I am so proud that Monroe County supports our veterans here. And I want you to know that through our Veterans Service Agency, Nick Stefanovich, who I believe is here, who runs our department, they have spent countless hours helping veterans in our community navigate the bureaucracy that sometimes exists around all these services, such as your pension, your health care, your housing, and support system. Well, we are committed to supporting you. You were there for us, and we're going to be there for you. So if you need anything at all, any one of you or your families, please, please do not hesitate to reach out and seek that help to which you are owed and that you earned. So thank you again for your service. Thank you, Honor Flight. All the crew. Can we give the crew a round of applause too? Holy cow. To those who haven't been yet, there's a lot that goes into this. So, there's a lot of logistics that work out. Some stuff you can control, some stuff you can't. Planes, we just can't control when they take off and land. But what we can do is make sure that we're there for you and you have the best experience in the world. That's what this crew does. We owe them everything. So thank you. God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. And once again, thank all of you for coming today. Please visit the tables in the hallway outside for Honor Flight merchandise. You'll find that there. And now we are going to close the ceremony because I'm sure you all want to go home, put up your feet, have a cold toddy, or two, and reflect on what I'm sure has been an extraordinary weekend. So to close the ceremony today, Steve Rapp, the trip leader, would like to say a few words.
I got to admit, I don't really have anything. That also wasn't prepared. Nothing prepared for this today, guys, because it's more just talking from the heart for a couple of seconds. It's been 2.5 years, and it's been 2.5 rough years for us all. And I know when I was on the last trip in October of 2019, you're thinking, wow, 2019's done, but there was anticipation and some excitement for 2020. Well, here we are in 2022, and all I can say is, we're back. I need to obviously thank the Guardians. You did a fantastic job. These trips don't work without Guardians. And hold your applause, but I just want to minimally just name off the crew real quick so everybody remembers who they are. I'm Steve Rapp, the mission leader. Jen Everett is our safety leader. Steve Wendell is our photographer who did a great job. Peter Glennon on bus 1. Robert Wesley, safety leader on bus 1. Mary Beauchamp, safety assistant. Karen Zalora, mission assistant. And Heather Carville on advance team. Those are the folks that went down yesterday on Friday night and got things ready for us. Bus 2, Frank Vavrick. Sharon Little was our safety leader. Tammy Roberts, our safety assistant. Tim Cox, our mission assistant. Great job, Tim. Jennifer Finewood, advance team. Great job. Bus 3, Lee Beggy, chief. Anthony DiMattia, our safety leader on the bus. Joe Nickel, our safety assistant. Amy Quarteri, our mission assistant. And John Morgan, our advanced team. Great job, guys. We had a great job. They did a fantastic job with all the things we encountered yesterday. I can proudly say all those things that happened really had nothing to do with us. It was just we couldn't get a break for a while. But once we got rolling, and man, it was great. So I enjoyed it just as much today and yesterday as I did on any trip any of us have ever been on. It was just fantastic, and there's no place I would have rather been this weekend than to have been with all of you. So last thank you, obviously Maureen and Adam, everybody, and our veterans. Let's give them one last round of applause. And for my final order that you don't have to throw a stapler at me, Mission 70, dismissed.